Beware.
Now, there's no need to be nervous.
Nervous? No. Just your appearance. It's a little intimidating.
Intimidating? Me? But I'm your friend. My name's Manny Calavera. I'm your new travel agent.
I don't want a new travel agent. I want to go home.
You can't go home, Celso. You're dead. ¿Qué es esto? It's some sort of special work order.
To all agents from Office Manager Don Copel.
All right, you boneheads, thank your lucky stars and get to your friggin' cars. We have a mass poisoning on our hands. Too many dead to assign specific cases, so all clients are first come, first serve. So let's see some hustle out there.
Whatever you say, Jefe. Read them already. Didn't help. Better take these cards. It looks like... I don't feel like pitching cards right now. My scythe. I like keeping next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. Domino's door is locked. Probably scared I'll steal one of his files. Not a bad idea, actually. Buenos dias.
Manny, why aren't you at the poisoning?
Any messages?
Besides the one about...
Yeah.
I'm not your secretary. So get it through your thick skull and stop...
All right. But that... Well, I got...
Okay.
It's locked.
Hey, get back on. I'm practicing.
Some pep.
Yeah, my carpool.
You don't have any...
Yeah, well, you don't have a tongue, but that... You teach me... Well,
Which is? Practicing.
ring in your neck. What...
Twist me up one of...
Yeah.
Bet you can't do...
Shows what you... I can do any... I can do...
A dingo?
Ta-da! Some of my... Don't you think? Some of my... Don't you think?
My kid? A dead worm.
There's no limit on those.
It looks like Don's rigged his computer. I'll just change his auto response here.
Ah, cripe, Saber, just sign it yourself, will you? I'm busy!
Memo from the... Hey! Swapping, selling, and specially stealing work orders will result in severe disciplinary action. He's got a lock on it. He's got a lock on it. Can't believe he doesn't trust me. Hello? Memos are for reading and throwing away, and not much else.
Thanks, but I got solitaire on the computer, Manny. Manny, what are you doing?
Just marking cards, honey. Hey, sir. Hey.
Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't expect... Sales agents usually don't come over to this part of the garage.
I'm Calavera.
My name's... I don't get many visitors. That Mr. Daddy could have the rest of the...
Domino sent my...
Yeah!
Looks...
Oh! Yes?
Hey, you a driver?
Me? Ha! No. No, I don't ride them.
You wanna be...
Me? Oh, can't rule.
Come on.
I'm...
You're not...
Yeah, though, hey! I could alter your... I'm not a... I could lose...
I'll work...
Yeah. I can't torch anything bigger than a cigarette without...
Hey, that's my back in a...
Yeah. Everything around...
If I really need the...
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, Mr. Calavera has something out here that he says he needs your signature on.
Ah, cripe, Saber, just sign it yourself, will you? I'm busy!
You'll have to excuse him, Manny. It's probably a really hard crossword puzzle he's got in there today.
Eva, I'm impressed. I had no idea you had this kind of power.
Well, we all have our secrets.
this, don't I?
Yeah, well, they say black is slimming.
I'm driving, yeah! I'm driving!
Por favor. I could have walked faster than this. Híjole, I'm gonna miss the poisoning. Domino. Ew, the living still give me the creeps. My...
Nice bathrobe.
But we offer several travel package upgrades if you'd care to...
Cut the yap. I want something cheap where I can get some rest. That's it.
Ay, ay, ay.
You know, Manny, I could make this car a little faster if you wanted.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Slam the front into the weeds, tub the rear end, dual blowers popping out of the hood.
You'll get plenty of rest this way, Mr. Martinez, and you'll be safely padded by the foam created when these two chemicals mix, like this.
On second thought, I want to upgrade my package.
Sorry, Bruno, but you didn't qualify for anything better. But here, have this complimentary mug.
No, wait. Can't you find me something where I can move my legs?
You know I'd like to, Bruno, but my boss is a real hard-ass.
I gotta be a hard ass when I got lazy sickle wavers like this jolly boy working for me. Manny, you couldn't find a sale at a yacht club.
I got a sale right here.
I'm talking premium sales, Calavera. Like the kind Domino makes.
How am I supposed to make premium sales with the scumbag clients you're sending me?
Hey! Now you're blaming the clients? I've had it with you, Manny. If you haven't bagged a premium before the next sales report comes in, you're out! Out on the street. No job. No way to work off your time. Just your fancy suit and your big smile and a whole lot of time to kill. Who you calling a scumbag? Why, I oughta...
I'm sick of waiting around for a good lead. Like it's gonna fly in here tied to a brick. It's time to take one.
What is that horrible squeaking noise you're making?
New shoes. Well, at least...
Hey,
I want to ask...
shoot.
Why do you...
You're asking. You should be
No, thanks. Is it hard?
Hey, I got all the lip I need. I get it.
What did you do to...
You mean, what's my...
No, I mean, what sin did you commit?
Well, I could easily add...
But I don't know the answer.
Well, how convenient.
Can I have...
Sure, Cap. Just as soon as I get one I think you could handle.
I can handle it, especially if that's your bet. I want to punch you in the...
Oh, no, not the crip.
So, how'd you...
Well, let's just say that's... For trains.
You got a nun?
Hey.
And you sold her a ticket on the number 9 train.
Choo-choo, little... Say, how'd you score?
I got a mean midget I had to send parcel post. What?
Blacked out on the whole. Maybe you should switch to...
I want to tell...
Good. Go on. There's no reason for you to be a...
You know this, you...
Yeah, I found your name on some comic books in the desk.
I want my own...
Don't worry, you'll have years and years to enjoy...
I think...
Oh, Manny, I could never be...
Oh, come on. I've seen your wife. I think...
Yeah, I'm up to about 4...
Well, you sound pretty out of breath.
Always a pleasure.
No use for it. I think Don would call the company shrink if I left through the window. Hey, Dom.
Get away from my... Hey, get out of there, Calavera.
Hey.
Yeah, and you missed a great client.
Híjole, I got a ton...
Well, at least you don't.
In my heart...
Manny, I was never your secretary. I got one boss. Say
Busy as...
I'd have more work to...
Ouch. Well...
I'll never get out of this place. You and your fancy suits sticking... Huh? Don't you boys...
Huh?
You think you're better?
No.
Good.
Bruno? You in one of these? Must have picked them up already. Look out below. Hey, Earl.
Yeah,
Well, you sound...
always a...
Big Mr. Boss Man doesn't want to be disturbed today.
It's locked. This sign says... I should close Bruno's record. I should close Bruno's record before... I don't want to reread the old files. It'll just make me sad. It's huge. I can't open it. It's locked. No way. I don't... My kid, Do you have any more? Well, I couldn't play this card. He's got a lock on it. I can't believe he doesn't trust me. couldn't play this card. Hey, Dom.
Get away from my...
Big Mr. Bo. Big Mr. Bo.
Where is it?
Oh, Manny, did you...
Oh, man.
It's the day everybody's back and...
Come on.
What are you talking...
I know you take memos for Hurley some...
Ah, Manny, just...
So,
After the spectacle, I wouldn't miss it for...
any good...
Well, I heard...
Por favor.
I still love...
You're all I really need. I can't...
Manny, do I have to explain...
Yes.
Well, the Manuel Calavera that I know picks up
Dead people?
prefer, and he brings them here and tries valiantly to sell them the best travel package that if he sells them enough premium packages, our hero will be free to leave the land of the dead. Until then, he and I having the same over and over.
What is some...
They led good lives,
¿Qué traes?
better than yours and mine.
Well,
Like babysitting, except
so
what I did back in the fat days is none of your business.
what if we just... You and me, baby.
Well, thanks for the offer, but we'd never...
But
In-
I bet I could get you...
Oh, Manny, you're a trap soul and you...
Just one...
Manny, stop playing dumb just to flirt with...
Why aren't you...
Ah, the boss is here. How about you, Cal? And you don't want Domino.
That too.
Manny, if you don't...
Right.
Manny, if you don't mind, I've got a lot of fight.
Right. I te watch you. Get what? doesn't sound good. Server must be dead.
Server's down again.
What else is new?
Not again! You trying to blow this joint sky high? That's a magnesium spray that...
What?
I get...
I've just locked an open door. Strange, yet symbolically compelling.
Good enough for government work.
Can't reach. It's held in place by the weight of the door. It's held in place. It's locked. Mercedes Colomar, client number 9308, blah, blah, blah. Died of chickenpox, time of death, yada, yada, yada. Aha! Positive attributes. Volunteered time reading stories to dying children. That's good. That's really good. I think you're it, Mercedes Colomar. I think you're the one for me.
Gladys, are you loco? What got into you? That was a company car.
Oh yeah! And it's even better company now! I'm in!
Buenos días.
You're not the nurse?
No?
You're not here to give me my medication?
No, but I am here to ease your pain.
Guess they couldn't save me, huh?
No. But there's still a chance you could save me.
That's a lot of responsibility, Mr. Calavera. What makes you think I've been all that good?
Miss Colomar.
Meche, please.
Meche. I can see it in your face and in your file here, where it says you're entitled to a first-class ticket to... nowhere? What?
Did I do something wrong?
Not according to your bio. It was spotless. At least the part I read was.
I'm not sure I like the implication, Mr. Calavera.
Are you sure?
Yes. Would you like...
Sure.
It's wherever you guys put my skin.
Anything about your past?
Quite a bit, considering...
I give up.
Don't say that.
Anything else?
What else can I...
Were you...
Well, they...
Really?
But it wasn't my fault.
Oh. Did you kill...
Very little.
Never kill...
I have to confess.
Not even a teensy...
Maybe I just wasn't trying.
Mean to animals?
Once, when I was volunteering...
Just stop. Ever cheat?
I've never paid
Aha.
I've never made enough money to be You know, it's mostly been all volunteer work.
Uh-huh. Ever cheated?
Mr. Calavera, there's no
There's no skin on it either.
I guess you'll just have to...
Litter?
Oh, Manny.
Work with...
Well, I could do something bad right now.
Wouldn't count. I give up.
Don't say that.
Excuse me.
Sorry to be so...
It's no trouble. Call me Manny.
I'm sorry I let you down.
Domino's door is locked.
Hey, Funny Bone! In my... Now! You vandalized company property in order to obtain secret information so you could take your illegally modified company car and your unregistered driver and run Domino here off the road! All in order to steal a client from her legitimate agent!
There's nothing legitimate about this place. You give all the good clients to Domino.
Manny, now I'm embarrassed for you.
You've embarrassed the whole office. I'm going to call the woman in here so you can apologize to her yourself. Ava, send in Ms. Colomar, please.
She left about 15 minutes ago, sir. She said she had a long walk ahead of her and she wanted to get started.
Walking? She had a ticket on the number 9. Why does she think she has to walk?
That's the best package I could find for her.
Now you see why I give all the good clients to Domino. That woman was a saint and a shoo-in for a double-end ticket that she's not going to get because you just couldn't find it. And now, because of your little stunt, she's out there, on her own, walking by herself through the petrified forest, facing the demons of the underworld, alone and unprotected. This is her reward after a lifetime of hardship and public service? Her destiny stolen by some overreaching salesman looking for a fat commission he didn't deserve! Get in there and stay put until the boys downtown tell us what they want done with you. Someone's gonna take the fall for this, Calavera, and it ain't gonna be me!
Hey! So much. Have you thought about... Who's out there? I'm you, or rather, I was you, years ago. Yeah, well, I'm me. Get me out. The only way out, Manuel, is to be taken. If you are truly still loyal to this company, the management might hear and stick you... The DOD... You would do that? That could cause... I'm gonna blow the lid off this place. Young man, you are an...
Welcome to the club. Salvador Limones and guest.
Where are you taking me?
To the headquarters of the LSA.
LSA?
The Lost Souls Alliance. We're a small group, Manuel. We're always looking for new soldiers.
To do what exactly?
We need help in our intelligence unit. You know Eva, of course.
Manny?
I was once a Reaper like yourself, Manuel. But I uncovered a web of corruption in our beloved Department of Death. I have reason to believe that the Bureau of Acquisitions is cheating the very souls it was chartered to serve. I think someone is robbing these poor, naive souls of their rightful destinies, leaving them no option but to march on a treacherous trail of tears, unprotected and alone, like babies, Manuel, like babies.
What's your evidence?
That's where you come in, Manuel. Or should I call you Agent?
I'm not going in. They still think I'm locked up, hopefully. Ugh, Domino had this in his mouth. It looks like a glowing hunk of coral. I wonder if that's how Dom... Maybe that will scare them, eventually. Watch it! Get him off me! I get crumbs all over. Yeah, beat it, you lousy little lech pickers! You must come with me, young ones, for I am the Grim Reaper. Man, are those pigeons gonna be ticked. Hey, what did they do with Glottis? Philadent. Good for dents, great for dentures. That made a perfect impression of my teeth. And like quite a chalky aftertaste, too. I'm not going upstairs. I want them to think I'm still locked in the shop. Agent Calavera and 2 guests. I only eat them poached. So you're not
I'm a spy.
Well, that's the last time. Any messages for me? But I'm already... I have a little craft project.
Manny, this looks like a perfect impression of your teeth. We can use this as a mold to make a fake set of teeth and get into the computer system that way.
Good work, soldier.
I have a couple... Check these babies.
Excellent. With these, I can bring our revolution. Agent Calavera, you are a friend of... Let me be of service to you. You must go to the town of Rubacava, my friend, if you want to find your lost soul.
How do you know where she is?
I don't, but everyone who wants to get to the Ninth Underworld must cross the Sea of Lament, and therefore must go to Rubacava to get passage on a ship. As long as you get there before she does, you'll find her. But it may be quite a wait.
I'll wait as long as it takes.
Manuel, are you in love with her?
Love? Love is for the living, Sal. That was some tunnel. I'm all the way to the edge of the petrified forest.
What a long week. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff done jumped off, and let's just get right into it. We're talking about the election chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, because the Democrats, they wanted to create the election, and they wanted to create it to be nothing but chaos.
And confusion. That's what they wanted.
But President Donald J. Trump had something to say, and he called them out.
That's right.
Take a look at this.
We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. Do you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win, so they said, let's go to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory, 377,000. Texas, as we said. Ohio, think of this. Ohio, a tremendous state, a big state. I love Ohio. We won by 8.1%, 461,000. Think of it. Almost 500,000 votes. North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election. So our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list, okay? It's a very sad moment. To me, this is a very sad moment, and we will win this, and as far as I'm concerned, we already have won it. So I just want to thank you.
Okay, so you know what, Silk, we had the pleasure of being right there at the White House with our dear president.
Yes.
So, you know, we were standing right there in the room, and it was some things that I wanted to point out because, you know, the media, they took things and they ran with it.
Like they always do.
This is a fraud, you all. I don't care who's looking at this. I don't even care what side of the aisle you're on. Right. This is a straight fraud.
Yes.
But the one thing that he said about the ballots, he did not want the ballots coming in the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the election just came to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next morning, all of a sudden, Biden is up in some of these swing states, right?
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
But these ballots mysteriously just came out of nowhere. And this is what the president was talking about. Okay.
That's right. And according to Tucker Carlson, I was watching him the other night, and he said it looks like 20 million foreign nationals was added to the voter rolls overnight. Do you know what foreign nationals are?
Oh, what are they?
Illegal aliens.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So let me just say this here. So let's run it back. So we sitting there, you all, we're watching it.
Yes.
Fox News called for Arizona, and they said, oh my God, like Biden won it. Now, mind you, I'm just telling you all what was going down.
What was going down?
We're sitting there. Yeah. Somebody comes up to us. You all, we're going to win Arizona.
That's
we're waiting to call for them to call for a win. When Fox did that, we was like, well, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Fox played it off as if something was happening here. Everything was too close to call. And it was like there was nothing else they can do because they got to continue to count ballots. But they was going to halt the counting that night.
Right.
Yeah. The people was. Okay. So here is my theory about this here. There is no way that an analyst could have sat on Fox News and called it for Arizona if Fox executives did not know what they were about to say.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
And one thing about our president, he wants legal votes.
That's right.
Counted. And see, there's a difference between legal votes and illegal votes.
Right.
And a lot of people, you know, we'll get to that and talk about that. But that's what our president wants.
Right.
You know, a lot of people they hated to participate in the election. A lot of people hate participating in elections like this because they feel like that the election is already fixed.
Right.
So what you see happening right now in our country, this is the reason why a lot of people hate participating in elections.
Don't like to vote.
But I want them to understand something. In President Donald J. Trump, you have a fighter.
That's right. Absolutely.
We have a fighter. In Diamond and Silk, you have a fighter.
That's right. This ain't over.
This ain't over.
So wait a minute. So we talk about massive ballot dump that was happening in the wee hours of the morning. Okay, after the election, after the election night.
Yeah.
Right. So according to sources in downtown Detroit, okay, ballots came in around about 4 a.m. in the morning. 3 vehicles pulled up and a van, a Chrysler 300, a Ferrari, a van. 130,000 unverified ballots.
Oh my God.
Were delivered to that site.
Yeah.
That was counted, but all of those ballots was for Biden.
Went straight to Biden.
Right. So really, this is not democracy. This is straight thievery, you all.
That's right.
This is straight thievery.
And Diamond, the same people that talks about voter suppressions are suppressing Republican vote.
Absolutely.
I want people to understand that if it wasn't for President Donald J. Trump, there would be no Republican Party.
There would be no Republican
Party. And let me tell you something. President Trump have exposed the swamp. Now it's time for him to pull the plug. Because all of the rats that's been clogging the pipe, it's time for them to go.
Absolutely.
That's what's happening here.
They also, I was really offended by this, want to make claim that Biden have more of the popular vote than any other president in history.
Say what?
Girl, yes. I want you all to understand that President Trump got 26% of the black vote, 18% of black men, and 8% of black women. 26%, but the media, they ain't talking about nothing like that now, okay? All right. So if Biden got all of these votes, where did he get it from?
The numbers not adding up.
They not adding up.
And I think they're doing Common Core math.
Something is not adding up. Okay, so listen to me, you all. Back in 2016, President Trump had about 62 million people that came out and vote for him.
That's right.
2020 so far, 69 million and counting.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, I believe that President Trump, when this is all said and done, he would have won the popular vote and the electoral vote.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Exactly.
why is you trying to get Biden numbers so high up there that it doesn't make sense? And it would not, listen, this don't you why it doesn't add up. If President Trump got 26% of the black vote, there would be no mathematical way that Biden is leading in the popular vote. It just doesn't make sense. And we would have known Biden, they would have called it for Biden that night. We wouldn't have had to halt an election, halt the counting, and then wait till 3 o'clock in the morning for you all to find some ballots and start adding it to the count.
This is what I want to know, Diamond.
Come on.
This so-and-so
Yes.
had 6 people to show up at his event with circles around.
With 6 circles, that's
6
right.
Circles. How in the HELL
come on
is he going to have almost 70 million some people come out for him to vote? And before you know, it's going to be 100 million if they keep counting and bringing in these votes from all of these different places.
Well, maybe it was the Smurfettes.
The Smurfettes?
And the Smurfs that was voting for him. But it wasn't the American people, I can tell you
and
that.
I think that it is not fair for Americans to go out and we did our part as Americans. Okay? Now it's on God to do, to do what he got to do. But it's unfair for our American votes to be replaced with illegal alien votes.
Or all of the other shenanigans.
It's unfair for our votes to be canceled out. We, the people, is the one that gets to make our choices on who we want as the president. Not these doggone elitists sitting up there wanting power.
It's the global elitists. And let me just say this here before we go.
Go ahead on the stage.
If we don't get a handle on this, you know who's going to be making the decisions from here on out?
Who?
For when it comes to our elections? These media executives is who's going to be making the decision.
That's right.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest.
For more on the Trump campaign's claims of widespread voter fraud, we're going to welcome in the former governor of Illinois, Rod Blagojevich. Sir, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. It's interesting. We're talking about corruption here. what do you make of what we're seeing in Philadelphia?
If the question is, are the Democrats stealing votes in Philadelphia, my answer is the Pope Catholic? It's a time-honored tradition in big Democrat-controlled cities like Chicago, my hometown, Philadelphia, to do precisely what they're doing now. I've never seen it on such a magnitude, because this, I think, is an indication of just how widespread it is, how deep it is, and I don't think it's just confined to Philadelphia. My instincts, again, coming out of Chicago Democratic politics, my instincts tell me it's going on in Atlanta, it's going on in Detroit, it's going on in Milwaukee, it's going on in Las Vegas. It's like what Justice Powell said about pornography. You can't define it, but you know it when you see it. And coming out of the Democratic Chicago political establishment, I know how they operate. They control polling places. They stop votes when their candidate's behind. And then in the wee hours of the morning, in the dark of night, the stealing starts. And we've seen that in big numbers, unprecedented numbers in this election in Michigan and in Philadelphia. It's outrageous. And the fact that they're doing it with the impunity they're doing it with is because the media is simply looking the other way, because they have they're a corrupt mainstream media that's not interested in protecting our Constitution or the rule of law. They just want to beat Donald Trump at all costs. And they're not just stealing from Donald Trump. It's worse than that. They're stealing from us, the American people.
I mean, and not to hit a nerve, but I mean, you went to jail for this kind of stuff. I mean, is it really that common? I mean, you said it's all over the place?
In Democrat big cities where they control the political apparatus and they control the apparatus that counts the votes and they control the polling places and the ones who count those votes, it's widespread and it's deep. And as I said, it's a time-honored tradition. It's the kind of thing where everybody knows it happens. Now, I did not go to prison for that. I took on that corrupt Democrat machine, and they brought me to ruin. They destroy you when you take on a system, when you won't play ball, and when you take them on. And what they did to me at a local level, at the AAA level to a Democratic governor, I see what they're doing to a Republican president at the major league level. They hijacked a governor. They're now stealing a presidency. And this is incredibly dangerous to our democracy and our freedoms. And the American people should not stand for this. This is a critical moment in our history. And the question is going to be, do you take this lying down and just accept it and allow a corrupt political establishment to dictate to the people who their leaders should be, or do the people rise up and peacefully protest, organize and get active and back the president, because his cause is much larger than him. This cause goes beyond Donald Trump. This cause goes to we the people and our right to choose our own leaders in fair elections and free elections.
Unbelievable. Rod Blagojevich, the former governor of Illinois, thank you so much for that.
If everything is on the up and up, then what's the rush? That's the question we're asking in tonight's preamble. Across social media today, anti-American liberals are doing their best to dispirit those who voted against the Democrat socialist agenda. This is a tried and true tactic of the left. The idea is to use suppression polls and disinformation leading up to an election. The polls falsely claiming, for example, Biden will win in a landslide. This depresses Trump turnout. Then get the agendized press to call states early, like, I don't know, Arizona, for example. This is done to project an aura of inevitability for Beijing Biden. Then that same biased press decries Biden's opponents as, quote, sore losers, as CNN opinion host Jim Acosta did today. All because we have a president who opposes socialism and insists that voting irregularities be addressed. By the way, if there are issues that need to be addressed in close races, each campaign has the right to petition the courts for remedy. That is how our system is supposed to work. Plus, we need to get some answers. We'd like to know why the count suddenly stopped in liberal districts on election night. We'd like to know why the GOP has had to go to court several times to force Democrats to let Republicans observe the validity of mail-in ballots in places like Georgia and Pennsylvania. That is the right of both political parties. We'd like to know if thousands of votes were cast in Nevada by people who don't even live there. In the interest of fairness, it's our right to have answers to these questions before we begin discussing accepting the results of any election. I received a note today from a radio listener. She was commenting on the news, stating that Georgia had suddenly gone blue. With magic ballots, by the way, that seemed to keep pouring in over and over and over again. She said she'd no longer listen because she wanted to have hope. Well, you can't blame her, can you? Over half the country is hoping to be spared from higher taxes, high unemployment, government-ordered China virus shutdowns, a depleted military, wide-open borders, defunded police, and our schools degraded into Marxist indoctrination centers. My instinct was to ask her if she wanted the truth or hope. Well, the good news is for patriots, and the bad news for you Democrat socialists out there is I get to provide both truth and hope. President Trump will not give up. He smells something fishy in these Democrat districts, and he's going to get to the bottom of what has happened. Now, many contested states are heading into a recount, as we mentioned. This time, cheating, lying Democrat socialists will not be able to keep the GOP out of the count. We will get a clear picture of just how many fraudulent Democrat ballots corrupted our election through the mail-in ballot scheme launched under the guise of public health. Now, if everything is on the up and up, we will be assured that the election results are as fair as possible. But
yeah, that's right, Tom. Just the president putting out a statement. He left the White House a little while earlier today. Clearly, they were expecting this. The Trump campaign prepared with a statement from the president. So it is a lengthy statement. We are going to read it in full since it is such a momentous occasion at this moment. So I'll start reading it. It says, quote, "We all know why Joe Biden is rushing to falsely pose as the winner and why his media allies are trying so hard to help him. They don't want the truth to be exposed. The simple fact is this election is far from over. Joe Biden has not been certified as the winner of any states, let alone any of the highly contested states headed for mandatory recounts, or states where our campaign has valid and legitimate legal challenges that could determine the ultimate victor. In Pennsylvania, for example, our legal observers were not permitted meaningful access to watch the counting process. Legal votes decide who is president, not the news media. Beginning Monday, our campaign will start prosecuting our case in court to ensure election laws are fully upheld and the rightful winner is seated. The American people are entitled to an honest election. That means counting all legal ballots and not counting any illegal ballots. This is the only way to ensure the public has full confidence in our election. It remains shocking, it remains shocking that the Biden campaign refuses to agree with the basic principle and wants ballots counted even if they are fraudulent, manufactured, or cast by ineligible or deceased voters. Only a party engaged in wrongdoing would unlawfully keep observers out of the count room and then fight in court to block their access. So what is Biden hiding? I will not rest until the American people have the honest vote count and they deserve and that democracy demands. Now, Tom, we've been hearing from more officials in the Trump camp, specifically Jenna Ellis, who's often on this network. She sent me her statement, which says media coordinated efforts are attempting to simply declare Joe Biden the president and ignore the rule of law. She went on to say, the rule of law, excuse me. She went on to say that this is not over until every vote is counted. And you do have to keep in mind, as you said, Tom, we're not calling it here at Newsmax. There's still outstanding races. There's still outstanding votes to be counted.
Good morning. I'm Chris Perdomo. I'm going to give my account what happened. I was here, actually been here for quite a bit, and was here with members of the Trump campaign and came in a media capacity to obtain content information on election night, and unfortunately was stereotyped in that regard, and you can take for that what you may, and was not able to obtain any type of access by any means, and got a little bit, I guess you can say assertive or aggressive is the word, so to speak, and the question was asked at 1:30 in the morning, why are you here? And our response was, well, it's election night. That's why we're here, and you guys are obviously counting ballots. And it was unique because they said they had an hour and a half left of counting to do, and an official came out who was kind and asked us to sign documents, and a few moments later we were asked to leave. Well, I find it ironic we were asked to leave within 10 to 12 minutes when they said they had an hour and a half of counting left to do, and clearly that was an attack I think on any type of conservative media or any individual or entity that wanted to have access and cover. And we find it very unique that other outlets are able to have full access, but we were not given any type of access whatsoever. And they question the validity of my background, or any type of media, any type of experience whatsoever. So that was my personal account, and that's it.
I know you won't accept it because of your hateful biases, but let's see if you can try thinking rationally. The poll? Because they don't decide the election. The call for Joe Biden is it, who was it called by? Oh my goodness, all the networks. Wow! All the networks! We have to forget about the law. Judges don't count. All the networks thought Biden was going to win by 10%. Gee, what happened? Come on, don't be ridiculous. Networks don't get to decide elections. Courts do. Of course, courts set aside elections when they're illegal. In this particular case, I don't know if there's enough evidence to set aside the entire election. Certainly not around the country, maybe in Pennsylvania. However, there certainly is enough evidence to disqualify a certain number of ballots. The ballots that were not properly inspected should be thrown out. And that number of ballots should be taken out of the count. That could affect the election. I can't hear two people at once. I'm sorry. That's a whole new issue. That's a whole new issue that we're just developing. Seems to be a significant number of ballots, and there seems to be a significant number of, I shouldn't say significant. There seem to be 3 or 4 very credible witnesses that there was backdating going on, and there are direct witnesses for that. But I'm sure you'll call that not evidence. Not you, the general mob. Sure. Yes. Yes. Sure, simple. Thank you, sir. I can be a law professor. The case that we would file, many cases are going to be filed, some big, some small. This is going to be eventually a big case because it will go beyond Pennsylvania. But right now, the case is a civil rights case. It'll be filed in federal court. I'm sorry. It'll be filed in federal court. You could file it here or Pittsburgh. That'll be the choice of our lawyer who's looking at it now. Since there seem to be more cases in Pittsburgh than here right now, I would guess it would be filed in Pittsburgh, but it would affect both jurisdictions. And what the case alleges is very simply that President Trump's campaign was denied its right to a fair count, which is a deprivation of civil rights. And if that's the case, the court has a wide range of what are called equitable remedies. Equitable remedies could include
and to my campaign team and all the volunteers and all who gave so much of themselves to make this moment possible, I owe you. I owe you. I owe you everything. And to all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together, the broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, independents, progressives, moderates, conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay.
What's up, gamers? I hope you guys are all having a great day today, just full of positivity and happiness, dude. I know I am, because we get to talk about one of my personal favorite content creators on the entirety of YouTube today, and that, of course, is none other than Dreamcast Guy. Now, the title of this absolutely fantastic YouTube video that we are going to be watching from none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dreamcast Guy, is "This new Xbox leak is bad. Maybe do not buy the Xbox Series S." Now, as I'm sure we are all well aware here, when you click on a Dreamcast Guy video, you expect a certain level of quality content, and that is exactly what this video is bringing to the table today. I mean, if you look at the thumbnail of this video alone, you already know it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, just look at that thumbnail, dude. It looks like he's getting hit with the best premium suck of his entire life. But anyway, this video, as you might have noticed, got quite a few dislikes, which really had me confused. I was wondering why Dreamcast Guy, of all people. You know, this dude is the #1 source for all things video game news and reviews, so I was just really wondering, why is this video in particular getting so much backlash? But then I watched it, and it answered my question pretty quickly. So I think without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and check out this absolutely fantastic YouTube video and find out why no one should go out and buy the Xbox Series S.
What's up, gamers? Dreamcast Guy here, talking today about the Xbox Series S, because this latest Xbox leak is bad.
Just a quick spoiler here, it's not even a leak that he's talking about. Like, this is literally just some random dude who got an Xbox Series S early confirming that you cannot install video games on all 512 gigabytes of the SSD. Like, we didn't already know this, dude. But somehow this is some breaking news, you know, this is some top secret leak that Dreamcast Guy felt compelled to make a YouTube video on because, you know, this needed to get out there, dude. We needed to know the truth behind the Xbox Series S, and he had a moral obligation to make sure that people knew that when they were going out to buy an Xbox Series S, some of the hard drive would not be available for you to download video games on. I mean, honestly, I'm glad he brought it up, dude. I have never heard of any electronic device in the history of mankind ever having space reserved for like an operating system that is not usable for you to download stuff on. Oh wait, that's every single electronic device. Thank you so much for clearing this up, Dreamcast Guy. I really don't know what we would do without you.
In fact, I would say that in the past I've said the Series S is an interesting idea, the fact that there is such a cheap way to get into next gen, but now that we're seeing this leak, I think the system might not be worth it. Now, quickly, I want to say, I'm very sorry there hasn't been a bunch of videos this week, but honestly, I've been working on some giant reviews, including Yakuza Like a Dragon and Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks.
I mean, you really have to love this dude. Like, he's wearing a PlayStation hoodie, which makes it even better. I mean, it really doesn't get any more ironic than that, but he's trying to say, like, he is no longer excited for this console because he just found out something that everyone already knew, that the entire hard drive would not be usable to install video games because there's a thing called the operating system. I mean, it's like some brand new concept. Like, what, are you no longer excited for the PlayStation 5 because instead of the 800 gigabytes, you can only use 600 of it? Like, this is so dumb, bro. Like, honestly, every single electronic device has this exact same thing. There is always space reserved on internal storage for the operating system. This is nothing new, and especially not in the video game industry, and you are literally just looking for a reason to make a clickbait YouTube video to get some easy views, bro. I mean, to be fair, it kind of worked for you. You got like 50,000 views, but you know what, guys? Let's see if we can beat that.
Videos are going up very, very soon, but today we're talking about the Series S. Now, right now, of course, we're going into the next console generation. The PlayStation 5 and the Series X are high-powered, high-priced machines. With a $500 price tag, these are meant to be the beefy next-gen systems that can do 4K, have instant load times, and be very, very impressive compared to the current generation.
I mean, to be fair, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 both look like great consoles. I have both pre-ordered, but to be honest, being more impressive than the previous generation of consoles isn't exactly what I would consider a big accomplishment, but I get your point.
But I've always been curious specifically about the Xbox Series S because of that $300 price tag. But to me, what's really caught my eye is now the leaks revolving around the people who have gotten it early. So the systems are starting to ship out. If you have something pre-ordered for next gen, there's like a 1% chance you'll get stuff early. Like I myself, I decided to buy the PlayStation 5 controller early.
You did not buy the PlayStation 5 controller early. It released on the 30th of October for everyone. You are not special. But I really love how he goes, yeah, dude, I was really excited for the Xbox Series S. That's what really had my interest, but literally does zero research on it or knows absolutely nothing about the fact that all 500 gigabytes are not going to be usable to download video games because, like every other video game console that's coming out this generation, about 160 gigabytes of the base SSD is not available because of the operating system. Like, I don't even know what the point of this video was. You are literally stating the obvious. Everyone except you already knew this was going to be a thing, but you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Dreamcast guy. I will not say that you literally are just bullshitting and acting like you had no idea this was a thing just so you can make a clickbait video bashing the Xbox. And I'll say this, I believe in the fact that you have never owned a cell phone, you have never owned a video game console, and you have never owned a laptop, because that is literally the only perceivable way that you would not have any fucking clue about this.
This is more than just accessories and stuff. Some people are actually getting their consoles an entire week early because we are now just about 7 days from the release of this next-gen tech. But as we start to mess with this, we're finally getting absolutely rock-hard facts. Not PR, not, whatever. It's straight-up facts. And that's why I was a little bit shocked when I saw this going around. Xbox Series X has a 364 gigabytes available for games and apps, confirmed by an Xbox Series S owner.
I mean, I'm just calling bullshit. How did you not expect this? Did you just expect, oh, they're going to put 512 gigabytes on the box and say it's a 512 gigabyte SSD, but in reality, it's actually going to be 700? Like, what the fuck is this, dude? You are literally just desperate to bash the Xbox for some easy views, and this shit's fucking sad, bro. You're just making yourself look bad at this point.
Now, the reason a lot of people have been shocked, and this is where this news has come from, is that, if you look at the box itself, here we are, this is somebody in Canada who just got it, and on the front of the box, we see that number, 512 gig SSD.
Oh my god, guys, he can actually read the box. This is like some groundbreaking shit right here. I am so proud of our boy Dreamcast guy. Keep up the great work.
Now, I do like the no disk drive icon as well, 120 FPS. I feel like this is kind of misleading in a way because you don't actually have access to 512 of those gigs at all. And additionally, very few games are going to be anywhere close to 120 frames a second. It's only the most ancient of backwards compatibility or whatever, right? These are very, very like pie in the sky ideal circumstances.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I mean, you really just have to appreciate it. They put the fact that their console supports 120 FPS on the box, and that it comes with a 512 gigabyte SSD, which are both factual claims, but, you know, it's perfectly fine for PlayStation to put 8K on their box. They can put 825 gigabytes on the box, even though you only get to use 600 of it. Like, this is what I mean. This dude is literally desperate to find anything to bash Xbox for because, you know, he's wearing a literal PlayStation hoodie, bro. You can tell where this man's allegiances lie, and he's obviously just trying to cash in. Like, bro, if you're gonna cash in on the console war shit, don't do something pathetic like this. Just make it open and just say, like, yeah, I'm bashing this console for that sweet, sweet ad revenue. I'd have a lot more respect for that shit.
But going into the comment section here is actually confirming 364 gigs for games. Now, somebody already said, great, that's like one Call of Duty Warzone. And so this thing kind of caught my eye because I was like, oh yeah, the Call of Duty games do keep getting bigger and bigger every year. It's practically a meme at this point that if you want to try and install something, you basically get to pick one Call of Duty each year, plus the map packs, and then delete it to install it the next year.
Yeah, Call of Duty needs to get their shit together with the file size, to be honest.
And in fact, I looked it up. This is the actual size of the next Call of Duty that's coming out next week. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War requires up to 250 gigs of storage. 250 gigs of storage.
You know, maybe I gave him a little bit too much credit for being able to read the side of the box, bro, because it literally says right underneath, even at minimum requires 175 gigabytes is needed for all the game modes to work, which means you need 175 gigabytes, and then you can uninstall the game modes you don't care about. So, like, after you beat the campaign, you can uninstall that portion of the game and just have, like, the multiplayer, or if you don't care about the multiplayer either, you could just have the zombies, bro. Like, literally, I don't even know why this is a problem, but you know, I kind of know the answer to that question, dude. The entire point of this video is to make a problem out of fucking nothing. But in all seriousness, Call of Duty needs to get their shit together with the file size. Like, it's Call of Duty. There is no reason that the file needs to be that big.
If we're talking about maximum amount of space, because yes, there's going to be compressed versions of this game files, there's going to be like a quick resume mode or whatever. Even at that, that is like 70% of your entire hard drive for a single game.
What does quick resume have to do with a file size for a video? Like, I'm not even going to try to explain it, dude. Let's just move on.
The Xbox Series S is an interesting idea, but I feel like the price tag is definitely misleading at this point.
How exactly is the console price misleading when it literally says the console costs $300 and you can buy one brand new for $300? I'm sorry, but like, what about the price is misleading when it comes to the Xbox Series S? It's a budget console for $300. People know what they're getting.
Saying your console is $300 is great. I do think there is going to be a lot of people, especially like casual gamers and stuff, who pick it up this year to play something like Minecraft and Fortnite. It's their entryway, gateway drug to next gen, you know? But the problem is that if you're trying to buy true next-gen experiences, things that are designed and built from the ground up to be, you know, utilizing the solid-state drive and stuff.
I mean, I've got a question. What is this true next-generation game that utilizes the power of the SSD? Because I can't think of one. You're going to get faster load times. That's about all an SSD does. Despite what people will try and claim, an SSD does not give you better performance. But you're literally acting like the Xbox Series S does not come with an SSD. You are still getting an SSD in this console, which for $300 is actually a really fucking good deal. Like, that is the appeal of the Xbox Series S. It is a great budget console for people who maybe don't have a lot of money, or they just don't care and they don't want to spend a lot of money. It is never a bad thing to have options.
Things that are going to have big textures, you're going to only be able to install a couple games at any time, and to me, this is ridiculous. Now, of course, you do have the secondary option, which, you know, of course, we have the memory cards. So I decided to look these up again because, hey, here we are on the Microsoft Store.
Yes, I can confirm we are now looking at the Microsoft Store. Please carry on.
What makes the Xbox very different from the PlayStation 5 is that they do have some very out-of-the-box storage options. This is an additional terabyte of data. So if you are somebody that has a little bit of extra money laying around and you really, really despise uninstalling games, like me, I mean, at any time I have, you know, 50 games installed on my PlayStation 4 right now. I have the 2 terabyte PlayStation 4, so, you know, I'm able to keep a lot of stuff on there.
Well, dude, if that's the case, you're gonna hate the PlayStation 5 because that motherfucker only has 600 gigabytes, and you can't even expand the storage until a later date whenever Sony decides they want to add in that support. So unlucky as fuck, bro.
I think that the expanded storage thing is interesting. I actually think this is a pretty good idea. The problem, in my opinion, is the price points. I appreciate that this is literally plug and play. The fact that there is just a dedicated storage expansion slot that you just pop in. This is an extremely cool idea, and I'm glad they did this. But at $220, that is a pretty juicy upgrade. That is a pretty substantial cost.
Yes, new technology is expensive. They're using NVMe 4.0 SSDs, and those are expensive. Like, I'll just pull one up here right now. If you look at this one on Amazon, it's $200, normally $320, and it's a 1 terabyte drive. Microsoft is charging $220 for theirs, base price. I'm sure it'll go on sale at some point, but it falls into line perfectly with the normal market price for a comparable drive. So I don't really know why this is an issue. I mean, this is what you're going to be paying, if not more, when you go to upgrade your PlayStation 5 storage. That is whenever Sony decides to add that support to the console. So I mean, at least look on the bright side. At least with the Xbox, you can actually upgrade your storage on day one.
Now, just doing some basic mental math, $300 for the Xbox Series S, $220 to try and get this expanded storage slot in order to have an actual playable version of next gen for the lowest cost. That comes out to, before tax.
I swear to God, bro, I'm not the only one who saw that, right? He was talking about doing some basic addition, and right before he says the answer, the video cuts, and I guarantee you this dude had to grab his calculator. Like, I would probably put money on this shit, but, you know, in case you missed it, here it is again.
Version of next gen for the lowest cost. That comes out to, before tax, being $520. And that doesn't even count all the fees and stuff. That doesn't count all the extra stuff. Like, if you happen to have this shipped, that could end up costing you $550 for the worst version of next gen.
So I guess by this logic, the next best version of next generation costs $700, dude. You're acting like you have to go out and buy expansion storage. Spoiler alert, you don't. It's completely optional, but hey, whatever you have to say to make this shit sound as bad as possible, am I right?
Now, this to me is absolutely a deal breaker. And the reason I'm making this video isn't to try and like shame Xbox people. It's not me saying that Xbox is bad.
Well, dude, when you literally title your YouTube video, this new Xbox leak is bad, maybe do not buy the Xbox Series S, it's kind of hard to take it any other fucking way. And on top of that, the reason that you're providing why you should not go out and buy this makes it even worse than just the title alone.
I'm saying don't buy this version of it.
So basically you are saying it's bad. Gotcha.
The Xbox Series X is going to have more power. It's going to have Games Pass, of course, like all the other Xboxes, and it's just going to have everything much more readily available.
Well, I mean, I would fucking hope so, dude. The $500 console better be more powerful than the $300 budget console. Like, dude, you would think common sense is like some rare commodity these days if you watch enough Dreamcast guy videos.
This feels like a rushed attempt by Microsoft. Honestly, that's the biggest thing to me that makes this almost kind of aggravating in a way, is that it just seems like it wasn't properly thought out. Having such a limited amount of storage is laughable. I mean, the big thing that Microsoft has been trying to talk up is the idea of smart delivery. The idea behind this is that whenever you're trying to install something, it'll tell which version of the system it's on and give you the perfect version of it. So if you get an Xbox 360 game off my shelf and plug it into an Xbox Series X, it'll automatically install 4K assets and make it look as good as possible.
No, that's not even close to how smart delivery works. Smart delivery is literally like, you take a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which has smart delivery support. The games have to support it, where basically if you go and buy the disc version or the digital version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the Xbox One, when you get your Xbox Series X, you can play the Xbox One version of that game on your Series X, and your Series X will detect that it's a smart delivery game and download all the enhancements for the Series X version of the game, and you basically get a free next generation upgrade. That is what smart delivery is. If you put in a 360 game, it is not going to download 4K textures. trailers and shit. This is what I mean. This dude has no clue what he's talking about, but apparently, guys, he was super excited for this console, but knows absolutely nothing about the console.
But if you put it on an Xbox One S, it'll know the difference between the systems and give you the perfect version of that game. That way you don't have, too much storage space taking up. But my problem is that even with the Xbox Series S, it just feels like it's not keeping up. The other systems have the ideas, they have the power, they have the space to be fully utilized.
I mean, that tends to happen when, you have a $300 budget console and you start comparing it to the full price $500 consoles from both Microsoft and Sony. You're gonna have to make some serious compromises to hit that price point.
Only this system just feels like, I don't know, some sort of prototype that just definitely wasn't finished. Don't believe the box. If you can, wait. I can't believe I'm having to say this, especially just 6 days from the launch of the new Xboxes and 8 days from the new PlayStation, but wait to get the best version of next gen.
Dreamcast guy is out here fighting the good fight. He's telling people what they don't want to hear, but he's saying it anyway because it needs to be said. We truly do not deserve him, but this is all I'm going to say on this situation. Spend your money however you want. If you want to drop $300 on the console and spend the rest of the money on video games instead of getting the Xbox Series X, that's perfectly fine. It's your money at the end of the day. Spend it however you want. Don't let someone
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Good.
Good.
Oh.
Stop recording me, bitch. Now get the fuck out my drive-thru.
Wow.
Yeah, record that, bitch. Record that, bitch.
I am.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Recording me, my drive-thru. Get the fuck out my drive-thru, bitch. What is wrong with you?
Okay.
When I got me heated, bitch, I can record people too.
Yeah, you can. You can record me. You just curse me out up and down.
We recording each other. Now what, bitch? What the fuck is
good? I didn't do anything. Look at
the
way
fuck.
you're
You look dumb
talking.
as fuck, bitch.
All right.
Jumped when I pressed the standing button. Standing input, no pressing input at all. Nice. What? Okay. Join in, baby. Oh, he got. I didn't do it deep enough. If I was doing that deep enough with the cross-up, it would have actually stuffed it. But I did not do it deep enough, so he auto-corrected and got the reversal. Yeah, I screwed it. It's so stupid. When he was jumping, I did standing medium, so the game jumped. Like, huh? I'm not even touching the joystick. I pressed neutral standing medium, and the game jumped me back. I'm like, okay.
I can tell you, I can smell the saltiness.
Brownie Crappin' Shits tipped me $1.30 and says, for contributions, do I prefer the word tip or donation? Tip. Because donation implies that you're giving someone to something that's kind of a non-for-profit. That's the truth, is that the legal term donation kind of is implying that you're giving something that's a non-for-profit. Like, you would donate clothes to a clothing drive to give to the homeless. But you would tip someone who's someone who's a professional. It's their job to provide a service for you, and then you would tip them if you like the quality of what they're giving you. You see, that's the difference. So, and that's legal reasons. I was told by my tax guy many years ago, for legal reasons, that's how I should reference it on my streams and everything. And anyone else is doing it differently is basically doing it wrong. Although no one knows if anyone will get in trouble for it. But that's why I always say tips, not donations.
Phil stole fan donations that went towards a Project 7 reboot. Now what I did, we just pocket that.
Jim, and you can do this Gen hit string, but I can't get it to come out. I can't even get the shoulder move to come out. I'm blocking down back. I can't get my move to come out. I can't get the shoulder to come out at all. Yeah. I told you, he's like impossible to play online.
Ah, the salty tears.
I didn't do anything there. I'm blocking. I couldn't do it, you sure that, right? No 360. Oh my god, I kept whipping. I kept whipping. Every move I did was like over his head, under him, over, under. Like, come on, just grab the motherfucker. I couldn't get him.
My mouth is full of salt.
Not Elon Just Cheered. He said, what's the mature adult meme? I actually don't know. I guess it's from something I said. Just like everything. Something that I said in a stream, and they somehow latch onto that one thing that I said, and they try to turn it into a crazy meme or something. So in this case, I guess at one point I said,
I'm a mature adult with a biz degree.
And so they've all latched onto that. I don't get it, though.
Wow, I didn't get it again. Can't block. Can't do anything. It's so ridiculous. He got away with so many free moves. He did. He got away with so many free moves. I can't get my moves out. It's so bad. That is very frustrating.
All I can taste is the saltiness.
Oh my god, it's fucking Goji Tanks. Come on, man.
He quit. He rage quit. Did you see that? He quit the lobby.
Come on. Really? Goji Tanks of all people? So guys, just so you know, I'll be streaming for about another 40 minutes roughly. We're up to $27 in tips. You guys know the deal. 50 bucks in tips. I'll put on the Gunner glasses. $100. I'll put on a vest. I haven't worn a vest now in several days, so just saying.
We need to raise more money.
I can't control what I want to do. Wow, he's just jumping back, mashing fucking roundhouse kick, and it's working, so I can't do anything about it because of the lag. That was super. Oh my god, I can't get a move. I can't get a special move. There was nothing I could do. It was so light, I couldn't get a special move. You heard me doing the inputs repeatedly, over and over, and nothing, the connection was so bad. What a fucking waste of a match that was.
Whining, complaining.
Radio Butternut is to me $30. Thank you. We've jumped up to $80 of tips now. I really appreciate that. That's gonna buy a next-gen game right there. Which game will that buy? Will that buy Dark Souls or Godfall? Dark Souls? It won't buy Dark Souls. That ain't even out. Will it buy Demon Souls? Oh, Jackalese is here. Jackalese just sent me $25 and said, hope this helps. Thank you, Jackalese. That hits our tips goal for tonight. Thank you. We're up to 100. We got to do a poll now. I don't know if there's any mods around. I don't know. But if there's mods around, if someone could run a vest poll, I would appreciate it. This is the first time we hit the vest goal since Monday.
Mods? Any mods? Moderators? So someone is anonymously giving subs to troll accounts like Lightside Bill, and Bill is watching you. Like, what? Bill is watching you. Wow, I'm scared. Shout outs!
Dr. Tony Huge, as much as you're joking about that, he's like, oh, I bet Phil's life outside the stream, there's a Benny Hill theme playing all over the place when he stumbles around. My life is boring outside the stream.
Really?
There's nothing really crazy going on in my life. I don't want people to believe that there's like this crazy zaniness going on in my life outside of streaming. There's nothing. It's a relatively tame life. Streaming is where the chaotic, silly stuff happens. You know, except for maybe Jasper being silly every once in a while. You know? Well, guess who? We actually stayed away from Jose all fucking night. And now look who just shows up. At the end of the fucking stream. Jose, you know he's just gonna glitch the game. The whole night we stayed away from Jose, dude. And now at the end of the stream... That's hilarious. Arian T says, Jose is summoned by money. Jose heard that I hit the tips goal, so he rushed to the stream to try to ruin the end of the stream. No, you know Jose's probably been trying to get in all night. You notice I've been joining full lobbies. That way, since the lobby's full, there's no way he can get in and fuck with me. That's why all night I've been doing full lobby, and it worked. It's kept him out pretty much all night, so... Please, guys, if you support the channel, if you support the content, if you're excited for all the new stuff coming up shortly, alright, please consider contributing to today's streams. The best way you can contribute is by tipping me, because tips is funds that I can use right away to buy all these games the next week, and there's gonna be a ton of them.
Disgusting beggar.
The thing that I have to call out today and laugh at, IGN put out their reviews for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 today, and they gave them number scores. Number scores, as if these were games being reviewed.
IGN should be publicly shamed for thinking that they are some kind of a fucking authority, that their opinion and giving a number score to a console that's not out yet is valid. They are so up their own fucking ass with elitist moronic shit. I just can't believe they think that they could give a number score to a console that's not even out yet. Oh, I gotta take a sip. Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
They're out of their fucking minds. Alright? But the worst part about this is that there's people out there who still think IGN is reputable, and they will believe what they say. That's the worst part. When the ignorant people... IGN are the first three letters of ignorant. Guess who watches and reads IGN content? The ignorant. And they believe it as, like, Bible truth because they're one of the big gaming media outlets. Alright? I think it's fucking stupid and hilarious. Okay? The thing that's the worst out of this whole situation is that IGN, as usual, shows zero balls. They become the ultimate gaming journalism pussies reviewing these consoles. Literally kissing the consoles' asses every moment. Very few actual criticisms put into their reviews, which is very disingenuous. It's supposed to be a review, not a paid advertisement, yet they read like paid advertisements, alright? And then ultimately, even though in the actual reviews, which I read, they weigh pros and cons of each console. And if you actually read the reviews and put them head to head, it's very simple. IGN is saying they like the PlayStation 5 more than the Xbox Series X.
I 1,000,000% agree.
But then they number scored them both an 8. And this is what I hate about fucking mainstream gaming journalists. They're pussies. They will not, when it comes to the big companies, Microsoft, Sony, or the giant publishers, you know, that are owned by Microsoft or Sony, they will never, ever be honest and take a chance and be like, no, we're outright saying we feel PlayStation 5 is better than Xbox Series X at launch, which they say in their actual reviews if you read them. But instead, they give them both an 8. Why do they do that? Because they want to look good in the eyes of both consoles.
Shilling. It's gross.
I hate it. I hate the dishonesty of mainstream gaming media. They're such fucking cowards. they're so terrified that they're gonna like go out of business and that some company will not hold them in high regard because they're honest. That's why I hate it. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I will forever support someone like Super Blind Man, got the console early, took his time, did an in-depth review about the accessibility features, was honest about it, and put out a really good video review. That review will be far more useful to a group of people who need that information.
See right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Earlier today, because when we were playing Little Hope, it was a second run, it didn't garner as much interest as the first run, which I'm not shocked at all. I didn't think that the second run would garner as much interest as the first run.
Contributions were quite slow earlier today, just going to be honest. Didn't even, well, barely made half the Tips goal. Cheers were slow, subs were slow, everything was slow. Which normally I wouldn't really care about, except that I also received about $40 in chargebacks. Now this looks like it may be the last slew of chargebacks I'm going to get. As you know, this last month was a real pain in the ass for me with these chargebacks, and now when I was getting those fake tips, I was going back and immediately refunding them on the fly as they came in. And so I've had it under control for a bit here, but sadly it looked like this was the remnant, the last remnant of the chargebacks, where I'm getting a few here and there trickling in from like very early October or late September. And it's annoying because it was about $40 and I only made $51 in tips earlier today. So that means I made like $11, if that, not even, because you got to realize that there's PayPal fees. So I probably made like $5 earlier today on the first stream. Then, as if that wasn't enough to annoy me, all that stuff going on, I upload the videos of Little Hope to YouTube. All 3 videos get claimed.
Really?
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying for music, of course. So that means I make no money on YouTube videos at all, 0. And, you know, I made about $5 in the earlier stream, and then whatever few I got out of a little bit of cheering and subbing, and that's it. Very frustrating. All right, imagine going to work, having a really good session of work, by the way, because I felt that it was a great stream and people really seemed to enjoy it, and then being handed $5 for working, you know, 6-7 hours. It's essentially what happened to me earlier today, which really sucks. So, give me your money. Remember, contributions are mandatory and always will be mandatory. Where's the contributions, guys? Step it up.
I'm a little bit in a pissy mood tonight. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm just not gonna lie. I am. I'm hoping that tonight's stream, we can just relax. Have 2 chill hours in Genshin Impact. Just have some fun with the game. Have some fun, positive interactions. Just talk, have a good discussion, and just unwind and not feel any stress. You know, I don't want any fucking stress tonight. Okay? Seriously. I just want to relax tonight on the stream. Okay? Wait, you guys want a bubble blow now? Want me to give you an early bubble blow? Here, I'll give you an early bubble blow. In celebration of a chill stream. There you go. In celebration of a chill late stream.
Evel Gibson, it's definitely of the possibility that if I get a really dumb-ass Amazon courier, they will just throw the fucking package over the fence. It's definitely a possibility. Not much I can do about it if they do, if they're that fucking assholishly stupid, right?
If you guys could tip me tonight, I'd really appreciate it. Earlier today was a slow stream, plus chargebacks behind the scene negated it. And, you know, it kind of sinks. I'm not going to lie. I need help right now to afford all the games, so if you can help, please do. And thank you for the support. Okay.
That's not begging. That's business. And if you don't understand business, you're in the wrong place. I'm just saying. You know, if you've got an issue with that, you're in the wrong place. Every time someone says to me e-begging, you know what that says to me? Salt. Morton's. Morton's. You're so goddamn salty about someone who works hard and puts out content and earns a living doing it that you have to categorize it in a negative way to make yourself feel better about yourself.
Harry Duns, I noticed you were in a down mood. Sorry about the chargebacks. Yeah, dude, I mean, it sucks, but what can you do? I'm just tired of it. Like, I've now been going through chargebacks for over a month straight. And the good news is they have significantly slowed down. It's not every day that it's happening now, but it's just very, very frustrating. Like, earlier today, I had I would say I had a good stream of Little Hope. And it was on the slower side for contributions, but it was my second run. I'm not going to complain, right? I'm happy people were here hanging out with me and everything. And, so I'm having a good time. And then, you know, you end the stream, I check my emails. Oh, I got all these chargebacks during the stream that I wasn't aware of, and it negated all my income. And on top of that, I'm uploading the videos to YouTube, and then the videos get claimed on YouTube. So it's like, you get nothing for your work, right? Nothing for putting on a fun, entertaining stream for everyone. And then you come off the stream, and you're not going to get any residuals for it either. It's like, what the fuck, man? It really is incredibly frustrating as a content creator when you have a good stream. People tell me the stream was good, they enjoyed it, and, you know, basically everything's negating. It's fucked up.
Help! I mean, I need help now. But, I mean, how many times can I yell help?
I'm here and all that. This game sucks. This is boring. Chat is slow because this game sucks. Listen, fine. We know that. Then let's talk. Let's hang out. Let's chill. Let's have a good time outside of the game. You know? It doesn't always have to be about the game. And this is a case where I don't think it will be about the game. It'll be more about us just kind of hanging out. Alright? If you want to rag on the game, that's one thing to make jokes. It's another thing to actually complain and bring